Hello, hello. Give me the next few minutes and I'll show you why your sleep feels lighter, your mood feels shorter, and your emotional eating feels louder during the holidays, and how a few small shifts can help you feel steadier again. So, welcome to the Morning Momentum Thursday, and today we'll talk about why your sleep, mood, and emotional eating get worse during the holidays and how to steady yourself. I'm curious about how many of you feel that way during this holiday, especially the December. Last week, let's recap. We talked about the cortisol level, the way to steady our blood glucose, and how to reset our stress level. And the little small step, and I hope you do some of this, is take a deep breath in, breathe out longer than breathing in. And since we are here, let's take one more deep breath in and breathe out longer. And last week, we also talked about eat protein first and at least about 30-20 grams in the morning before you go out, you do workout. So therefore you can have a good amount of protein in your body to build and fuel yourself in a day. And combining that protein with the glucose and the carbohydrates would be very helpful to stabilize that glucose level just because of how the biologically that your body would be able to bind into those glucose from that protein and allow you from not being spiked too much, especially for any clients who have a blood sugar dysregulation. So, my name is Dr. Evelyn Le Ellis, and I help women in their 30s through 60s. You can imagine there's a big gap and there's a different transitional stage. So, reclaim their energy, balance their hormones, and feel like themselves again through evidence based integrative medicine and practical longevity strategies. My commitment today is to keep it simple and usable. Practical is my goal. No overwhelm, no guilt, just clarity and steps you can take today to support your body through the demanding season. The word demanding, all the women can understand that what that means. So if you've been wondering why your sleep is off, why your mood feels unpredictable, or why you keep reaching for food when you're not hungry, stay with me. This will make the whole picture clearer. And recently, I do watch a few movies about the Christmas holidays, as you see, and they all talk about the stress that our whole older woman was doing all the work at home, and the children come home from far away, school, work, different places around the nation together, and that's a lot of things to juggle for sure. So first, let's talk about the holiday stress disrupt your sleep chemistry. During December, your brain stays in alert mode longer, right? And especially where I am right now is in Washington Pacific Northwest, where it's actually raining out there all day long. And it has been for weeks right now. And winter blue is very deep. And sometimes we wake up, we sleep pretty good because it's darker sooner. We wake up later because we don't feel like our circadian rhythm can catch up with what's happening in the sky. So we feel more foggy, we feel more fatigued. On top of that, imagine that people and you may have works to do, jobs to do, children to juggle, especially vacation is coming up, children are out of school. So those are the real can stack things up. So from emotional load, the social expectations, and the schedule changes, right? So when the cortisol stays high too late in the day, especially when you run exhausted the entire morning, and some people are night owls, some people are morning person, and some people are midday. So we always have to base on where your body is and what your circadian rhythm, your biological circadian rhythm tell you. So often that if you're a morning person, you do everything in the morning until the afternoon, and then toward the end of the day, you feel exhausted. Or the opposite, night owl person or shift worker, you do everything at night time. When you go home, you go to sleep in the morning, and then you do it again in about the afternoon. So those are very fluctuating. And the main thing is we have to find out what your biological nature of your circadian rhythm look like. And you can track it by not have any objection, I would say any works, any obligation to do, and you do it for about a week to track just your natural way of waking up, and you can find out what is your body tell you. That is the easiest way to find out. And I truly understand everyone have obligations. Taking 1 week off from work to just find out where your body is a little tricky. But I would say if you think your health is worth more than what you're putting out the fire right now, then you're on the right track. Health is gold. Um, so when the cortisol level stays high too long, it blocks the melatonin at nighttime and creates a classic pattern of light sleep. If you imagine you tossing and turning or waking up at 2 or 3 a.m., and that is when your melatonin telling you that, oh, I'm dropping, your cortisol, your high stress level is too high, it keeps popping up and keeps circulating, right? So that's the reason why you do feel light sleep and even in that demanding season. So the simple action is tonight, dim your lights 1 hour before bed and avoid scrolling. That one shift helps cortisol drop so your sleep cues can turn back on. Do it. That will help. My husband actually bought us a sunlight waking up, and actually when we wake up, it won't make noise, it just makes light. We put it in the bathroom out away from our head because we don't do any electrical or electronic things in our bedroom. So that's the reason why that we were able to sleep without the electromagnetic field from the electronic in our system. Okay, number 2, mood swings intensify when stress and depletion collide, right? Remember those times when you feel super stressed out, like tense up, shoulder up, like everything just tense, and your body even walking, feeling achy and feeling a little stiff. If you remember those times. And depletion meaning your energy exhaustion. When sleep was not full, therefore the energy doesn't follow, right? So the depletion happened the next day. And a lot of women who tell me across the exam table and say, you know, when I can't sleep 2 or 3 a.m., it happened for months. And some people happened for years. They didn't get help. And eventually, brain memory short term happen. And that is normal because your body is adapting with what had happened. And the word normal is not a bad or good word. It's just your body function the way that we make it behave, right? So your emotional capacity gets stretched thin this month, not just by obligations, but by the invisible mental load women carry. See, the word mental load. Low sleep plus high cortisol means your brain loses access to patience, perspective, and emotional regulation. You remember those were about the willpower, and when the willpower happened, like everything's supposed to be good and going. We can do it, yes, women, until your biological or physiology, which means your body, doesn't want to get there anymore. Even your brain know it. You know those moments? Oh yeah, I had those myself too. So that's the why irritability increases even if nothing is wrong. And then sometimes we may blame ourselves. What's wrong with me? Our family member may telling us, what's wrong with you? You used to be very vibrant and stable, and now you're just like all over the place. I cannot even keep up. And that have a very negative impact on the marriage and relationship in the family in the midlife. So, simple action. When you feel the mood spike come on, slow your exhale. Longer exhales calm your nervous system within seconds. There are tools out there, such as heart rate variability. You can measure them using the app phone or Apple Watch or any type of Oura ring. And that can really tell you over 24 hours when your heart rate variability fluctuating. And there's a range that you want to meet. If you're out of it, it will analyze and tell you, hey, you may be a little too stressed this time. And some women also tell me that their life is not that stressful, but the heart rate variability is all over the place anyway. So it is about the adaptability of the nervous system autonomic nervous system that have sympathetic and parasympathetic. For the word that we can understand is fight or flight. I'm gonna do it, push through. Or I'm just gonna just reflect, step back, and just see the big picture, think about it, sleep through it, at least not in a stressful moment way, but just more chill and calm, relaxed state. So, number 3, emotional eating is your body attempt to cope. Yes, it's the body's attempt to cope, not a lack of willpower. I think there's some power into that willpower, but at the same time, your body is telling you something. So listen to that. And your body is strong and it tells you, hey, cope with this. I need to go over this eating and why we are so emotional is stress. Stress leading to that emotional and leading to that eating more because comforting. Cravings rise when stress hormone and blood sugar swing. Remember, if you do ever have that, the continuous glucose monitor, like insert onto your arm or the insulin pump, and that can really track throughout 24 hours how your sugar spike or drops happen. And often a lot of spike happen during the day. The alert will also go off at night because they drops. When they spike high, often they crash deep. So that's the reason why the nutrition can help you stabilize blood glucose is very, very important. So we'll talk a little bit about that one right now. So food, especially sugar. And now let me demystify the sugar part. When you go to the store, you see in the back of those ingredients, if they say fructose, they say anything about corn syrup, or they say anything about added sugar, anything like that, even stevia extract. The stevia is plant, however, they trigger your taste bud, so therefore you're craving for sugar even more. Not just sugar, crave for sweet. Any sweet that is relevant imitate the sugar, therefore you're craving that. So it's creating that loop of behavioral addiction to sugar. That is what we don't want. So therefore, whenever I see something have stevia, I'm like, don't do it. Now, next, other type of sugar, such as like a milk chocolate in this season is a lot, cookies is a lot out there. And I want to also go into the gluten and the sugar as well, because those combined together make the texture looks, whoa, that tastes very good. Until we go to like Europe, whoever in the audience right here, if you're in the UK, Europe, Paris, Italy, oh my God, I went there and I was like, what is this bread? Is so great. I don't feel bloating. Until we come to the US, we realize, we missed the boat. Anyway, the food, especially sugar, gives a quick dopamine. Dopamine is the hormone that creates in your brain where it just makes you feel good, right? Alert. The dopamine hits and creates temporary comfort. The word is temporary, not a long term, because dopamine go up, go down, go up, go down. Those are neurotransmitters. And your body used it as a survival tool, not a failure, because you want to hit that dopamine. Like people who have sex, who have to go to work out, they hit that dopamine, that epinephrine, and therefore they feel like, oh, that's feel good. So therefore, you want to hit that even more often, and that addiction become happening more. And I think the word addiction can be strong too. If you can imagine the word is like you want to chasing high. That is what that means in that dopamine level. So therefore, we want to delay the gratification. So therefore, we delay that spike of the hormone, and we can feel the sustainability longer for your body, and in the right time, the right rhythm too. Because imagine if you eat sugar too late at nighttime. Oh, imagine how much later you can wake up, and it affects your sleep. And the next day, you cannot go to have a function of your brain and your energy level. So when we know what the consequences of what that action would look like, we would change the action that we do it now. So if you feel craving for sugar, first thing I would say, drink a glass of water, eat some high fiber food. If you have a salad or you have a strawberries or any fruit, just do them. It will fill you, and then you won't feel that craving anymore. It's called a hunger cue can be fulfilled. So simple action, at your next meal or snack, take your first bite as protein. It steadies blood sugar and decreases the cravings and reduces the urge to the emotional eat, right? And right now, there's a new product that I love to try out. My husband talked to me about that Clean Machine. They actually build a protein from mushroom, and mycelium is basically plants. So our family, we do a lot of plants based as much as possible to sustainable our earth planet and also support the farmers as well. Why not, right? So if you want more support with these tools, especially during this holiday hormone crash, join the community. I will have those the description, the link to join in the description is free. And you can really put in your question and answer in the description, and I will read them before we go live every Thursday. So every week on Thursday, I host a morning momentum live at 9 a.m. PST where we reset the stress response and walk through the real question that women ask. So inside the community, you can leave your question in a Power Up Life thread. I have many resources for you to read as well if you're curious, and I'll answer them throughout this next session. So take the next step if you're ready to feel calmer, clearer, and more in control of your sleep, mood, and eating pattern this season. Check it out. And there will be a holiday hormone kit for your support as well. So see you next time.